Has a social media post ever changed your life? For a Marquette University professor, what started as a mundane afternoon on Facebook led to an incredible gift. During this Donate Life Month, Daniela Cotto shares the special bond between friends who were once strangers.
We were both crying.
Callie Gilmore.
Kind of meeting a long-lost friend, like somebody who you feel connected with but haven't seen in so long. But it was like we had known each other for forever.
And Cecily Nelson.
Being able to embrace her, that was special.
We're strangers.
So we had this big meeting with all of us, and we kind of talked about like what we had done over our summer.
In 2021, Nelson's sister, Dr. Kelly Jones, a clinical assistant professor in the College of Nursing at Marquette University, met Gilmore.
I had been in California for most of the summer because my sister, who has chronic kidney disease and that she just wasn't doing very well, she just comes up to me at the table and says, "I would donate a kidney to your sister." And I'm like, "What?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?"
Looked up for kidney donation for somebody else who I had seen just on Facebook.
But that fell through. Gilmore was now more inclined than ever to save someone else's life.
Just seeing that and knowing like I have two, and I really only need the one. For me, like surgery didn't seem like that big of a deal.
My sister called me and said, "You're not going to believe this." More in the sense of, I just spoke to someone and she said she was willing to donate. I've never met her. I don't know much about her. She's already going through the process.
The foundation for the story began some 20 years earlier. Nelson was going through a routine checkup in 2003, and that's when a doctor changed her life.
Blood pressure and protein in your urine are telltale signs of chronic kidney disease, which is referred to as CKD.
She had stage 2 CKD.
It was managed for, 15 plus years on medication and lifestyle.
She says it became part of her day-to-day.
Until it started to progress. We did a second biopsy in 2017. By 2019, I was on the transplant list.
Kidneys are a vital organ to make sure the body functions properly. They don't only filter what your body doesn't need, but it also produces the things you do need. In 2023, more than 88,000 patients were on a waiting list to receive a kidney. Less than 16,000, however, actually ended up having a transplant.
I was aware of the different types of donation that there are. Direct donation, deceased donation, living donation, voucher program.
Nelson and Gilmore participated in the National Kidney Registry's voucher program.
I listed her as my intended recipient, and by getting that voucher, she essentially went up the donation list.
Gilmore was able to do this, but because she wasn't a direct match, her kidney did not go to Nelson.
You're actually, by donating indirectly and donating to whoever is the best match for your kidney, that person that you're donating for gets the best match for them.
Gilmore's kidney recipient had their transplant surgery the same day, just hours after the organ was removed from Gilmore's body.
I think they took it in a cooler and drove it really quickly to O'Hare and then got it on a plane and flew it across the country.
Although she may never know who directly benefited from her selfless act, she does know a piece of herself now lives on in someone else in Texas.
We live in a time where women's bodies are so objectified and people focus just on what you look like on the outside. And it was really cool for me to walk out of the hospital and be like, my body just did something incredible.
And as for Nelson, she received her transplant on October 18th, 2022.
Just say that she's our angel on earth, and I'm just so thankful for her.
Last March, just months after the surgeries, Nelson and Gilmore met for the very first time in person.
So meeting her, it was funny. We had things in common. It was easy.
They still keep in touch. In fact, come this May, they'll head over to Washington, D.C. for the American Kidney Fund Kidney Action Summit to share their story and bring awareness when it comes to health disparities.
You think that's the end and you're better and everything is great, but actually that just begins a different chapter.